Welcome to Gaming News. Today we have something very interesting for you because we have a game that has yet to be released. This is of course known as Deep Down. This was supposed to come out years ago. Apparently this was supposed to launch with the PS4, but it was delayed and then it was never talked about again. There was gameplay shown at Tokyo Game Show, TGS. However, nothing happened here. This is very, very disappointing, mainly because I was looking forward to this game. This was something very incredible, and of course, as you can see right here, remember Deep Down, the PlayStation 4 exclusive, case Capcom. So this was supposed to be like this grandiose title, this amazing type of gameplay. And of course, if they don't have it in this article, I will be showing it to you on YouTube. But this was supposed to be something amazing that just was never released. And then this is what it says: I haven't been called Mr. Deep Down quite yet. The original team is clearly no longer together at this point, but people might have noticed that we've kept the trademark registered and it's not been completely given up on. Every year we examine titles we're doing in the future and we bring up projects, approve, and move forward. So this can say about this, but if you notice, we kept the trademark, it means we haven't given up on. Okay, so ultimately, yeah, there was the TGS demo, which I will bring up right here, and it was very incredible. The graphics, just everything that was going on was really well done. I was pretty surprised about what was happening. However, yeah, the game didn't come out. Here's actually, this says unreleased footage. So this game was supposed to look very beautiful, very incredible. Let me lower that a bit. And it just kind of ended up disappearing. It reminded me like of a Dark Souls type of game. And that's what I thought it was going to be. It's going to be like this RPG open world. Online people as well could play. You can have different types of armors, different types of things. But it didn't come out. This game was yet to be released. And it's very disappointing to see. Maybe this game will probably come out for the PS5. Maybe they're going to bring it back, try to work on it. But as they said, they have different people working on this, different individuals. So we'll actually have to just wait and see what's going to become of this game. I would hope that this game comes to fruition and is available, because it looks very interesting and very good gameplay wise. But yeah, we'll see what happens. It's probably going to be another one of those games like Guardian, where it doesn't come out for years and years. And it's already been years and years. So we'll just have to wait and see what's going to happen, if anything will happen. But yeah, that's basically the news for you guys down there. So yeah, next we're going to be moving on. We're going to be moving on to, Modern Warfare's realism mode being removed. That's right. If you don't know, now you know. But if you play this game, you probably most likely already know anyways. So according to Chris Jack's Road to Infinite, apparently they decided to do a patch that came out and removed kind of like the night modes or the night maps from the game, which is very interesting to see, because so if you take out the night modes, then it's like you just have the same maps over and over. Daylight though, because I guess there was some controversy with people not liking the fact that there were night modes, nighttime maps, stuff like that. But then people like them. You can't please everyone. Everyone's gonna want something else. Everyone's gonna want something different, and they're all gonna want to play how they want to play. However, they took out a hardcore mode. They're basically, they're hardcore mode, realistic mode. which a lot of people actually seem to really enjoy. But like I said, a lot of people are upset about this whole realism mode being taken out. So we'll see exactly what happens if they bring it back or if they just leave it off. Most likely they're going to bring it back, but something probably happened where they wanted to test to see if people even cared about it. Maybe there weren't enough people playing it, but we'll see exactly what happens. This isn't really too big of a hit for them, considering they could just easily fix the problem, but we'll see if it happens, because as of late, Activision Blizzard has been kind of going in a downward spiral. But then again, with what happened at BlizzCon and the amount of people that actually just paid and to go there and don't really care, we'll see if it affects their bottom dollar or if anything is actually going to change. But yeah, that's basically it. Don't worry, I'll have the links down in the description for you guys to check out. And yeah, this is just like I said, just interesting stuff right here. This, of course, we're moving on to some Death Stranding. And no, I am not going to really scroll down all the way, because it seems to be that there might be some spoilers for the game or some missions, and I wouldn't want you to get spoiled. However, what I will say is, wow, this ad sucks. But no, not that. Yeah, so the fact that apparently there are three maps in Death Stranding. The first map is apparently a medium-sized map. They don't really compare it to anything, so that's kind of something that's very disappointing. Jesus, look at all these ads that are popping up. That is very disappointing. And as well as the fact that, I would want to know in comparison to other maps. However, they did say that the second map is apparently 3 to 4 times bigger than the first one. So that kind of leaves a large scale map area for you to kind of explore. And the third one is actually not going to be revealed until, I guess they fully, go through the maps. Apparently, so that's not going to be revealed until the 11th. These maps are pretty big, so it'd be interesting to see just how much exploration there is in them, how much content there is in each map, and I would hope that that it's something that you can really sink your teeth into. But stay on this journey with me, because I purchased the game, already pre-ordered everything, and will be playing it today. In fact, today, once it fully launches. So that's kind of something to look forward to. And I'll try to do a stream, possibly on Twitch or maybe on YouTube. But YouTube kind of has like this weird problem with its streaming. So we'll see exactly what I end up doing. But yeah, that's basically it. Everything that you need to know about that. And with no spoilers, just in case, because I don't want to, like I said, nobody wants anything spoiled, especially me too. So next, let's move on to something else related to kind of Death Stranding and Hideo Kojima. So apparently, there have more than half of Death Stranding's team defected from Konami. So defected, the term used is usually when like a military soldier or military personnel, people defect from a country, kind of like a communist defects from from Russia, let's say, or China into America, kind of that situation. And I mean, in a way, you could kind of say that, considering the amount of people, just how Konami treated those people, how Konami treated Kojima. This is just incredible. Kojima Productions is alive and well. And it's very goddamn incredible. Just the amount of people that worked on, of course, Metal Gear Solid games, Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. This is apparently 67 worked. So in total, I guess they had about 120. This is 67 at Kojima Studio and 62 worked on Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain. So this is very interesting to see these people actually getting work. and leaving Konami, because it really shows the empowerment and the strength that this individual has. But not just them, but everyone just kind of sticking together and wanting to make something new without these horrible restrictions put on them. But yeah, this is honestly really incredible. It was a core team around 250 people that worked on Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain. So there's still a good amount of people that are either with Konami or had left Konami. But apparently Kojima was able to get some of the best that he could, and were able to go with him. And that's something I think that a lot of people really need to look at and see the solidarity within people, and kind of like stick together. So yeah, so with that being said, we're gonna just move on and go to the next thing. Right here it says Kojima analysis of the game credits reveals. I'm not really sure, but yeah, let's move on to the next thing. This is probably the thing that we needed to hear, the thing that we needed to see about what's going on with PlayStation. Now, this doesn't honestly tell us too much about what they're trying to do, but it does have them acknowledge the fact that, you know what, they do realize they should have been more transparent about what they were trying to do, because it allowed a lot of things to just kind of happen, and it just put Sony in a bad light. So according to them, there was a lot of things going on with of course the US, Europe, and Japan territories, where they basically had all these companies, their company. But now, since they're pretty much trying to move everything from all those places to the US, there's really no need for all those people to pretty much have their jobs. However, some people will be moving over, which we'll get into in a bit. But apparently, yeah, there's a lot of restructuring going on, and this is something that they should have disclosed to the people. They should have disclosed to everyone and said, hey, you know what, guys, we're going to be restructuring in a hopefully positive way. However, I mean, how can anything be positive when you're firing a multitude of people from their positions and telling them that they have to pretty much reapply for that position in a different country? It's really sad to see, but this is pretty much the world we live in. This is business, right? And we'll see exactly how it affects them in the long run. So apparently they were just, have this different vision for what they wanted the PlayStation 5 to be, and it apparently made everything very difficult for people to communicate, to people in the US to communicate with people in Europe and those in Japan. Different time zones, and different situations and communication problems. I mean, if you sent like people speaking different languages or maybe not having translators, things get lost in translation. Apparently, they could only do it for so long. I mean, they said it was only were able to do it for 25 years, which, I mean, that's a pretty long time. But I guess with how things are going, and it's they really want to make some changes. They of course talk about the 100 million club, that they were able to sell 100 million consoles, and that's really incredible and a huge feat for them. But they want to make more, they want to do more, but we'll see what happens next year as, the whole China trade war continues or happens and the price goes up. We'll see exactly how much it's going to cost to get a PlayStation 5, because that might dwindle down, and it might affect a lot of other consoles as well. I know Nintendo has already moved out a lot of their production from China, as well as Microsoft is in a similar position for the Xbox. Let's see, as we move towards the next generation in 2020, one of our tasks, probably our main task, is to take that community and transition it from PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5, and at a scale pace that we never delivered on before. That's saying something, but at the same time, they're really not disclosing much information about what they're going to be doing. They talk about, developers and publishers and the ease. It says we're able to get code running on PlayStation 5 is way beyond any experience they've had on any other PlayStation platform. So hopefully it's much easier as well to do this, because I know the PS3 was difficult to develop for that reason. But with things transitioning as this way, who knows exactly what's gonna happen. This is interesting. One of our tasks is to take. I just read this. When we look at this transition, the ambition to do things at a scale pace that we haven't seen, we have to look at ourselves and make certain changes, some of which are in the ways we work and some in the ways we organize. You picked up on some of this in the article you wrote. I just want to clarify or explain. So there's a lot that they're pretty much restructuring, and there's a lot that goes into it. However, if they had just communicated with people, they wouldn't have been in such, a troublesome spot with other people. Because there's this whole conspiracy thing of, things happening. Why are they doing this? Oh my God, what's going to occur? This seems like a very negative thing. People are getting fired. People are switching positions, which of course is happening with Shuhei Yoshida, which we're going to get to in just a little bit. But we'll be seeing exactly how this is basically affects everything. Becoming a global organization does not in any way, shape, or form mean becoming an American organization. I'm living proof of it. So there's a lot, I guess, within this. They're trying to say, like, just because we're over here doesn't mean we're just an Americanized company now. However, they do realize that it's another market. And who knows exactly what this entails. But yeah, maybe because there's going to be like huge taxes, maybe they can get a tax write-off or stuff like that. But we won't know until it actually happens. In the larger Western European economies, we're spending time, energy, and money on executing campaigns around the enhancement of our digital proposition at retail. So there's actually just more than aspects of just, I guess, PlayStation. Even though PlayStation is anime because they make a lot of money. So it could be that it's not just them, it's the actual company, Sony. Force the point. It does not mean I'm looking proof. But yeah, so this is very interesting to see. Yet we shouldn't expect Holst. Another manifestation of that is the news that another European Guerrilla Games co-founder, Herman Holst, has stepped up to lead PlayStation's Worldwide Studios. And that is basically our transition to it, because that is exactly what has occurred. So Shuhei Yoshida is going to be looking into smaller indie dev teams. That honestly seems like a demotion for him. It could be that he just really loves those indie teams. Obviously they mention it, but how much of that could we honestly trust with all this stuff, with the whole thing of transparency? There's a lot of, like I said, there were people just leaving. Things are happening. Of course, we're finally kind of getting answers. However, what's really happening here? It seems like they're definitely restructuring, getting different people for those positions. Maybe people who are just saying, hey, you know what? I see what you're going to do, Sony. And you know what? I'll do that. Well, these other people are kind of like, you know what? I don't like the direction that Sony's going, so I'm just going to step down and do something else. Apparently, but yes, they said like Shuhei Yoshida obviously wanted to do like smaller indie work with them and stuff like that, indie developers. we'll see exactly what happens with them. Everybody knows just how passionate Shu is about independent games. They are lifeblood of the industry, making our content portfolio so special for our gamers. And said these wildly creative experiences deserve focus and a champion like Shu. This is like so difficult to kind of just read, because he himself, Shuhei Yoshida, didn't speak out about this. And it's a similar thing with what happened with Konami, right? They didn't really let Kojima talk about it. So what the hell is going on? They're trying to, it seems to be like they're trying to be transparent with things, but at the same time they're not. A lot of this is just kind of seems like talk of like, oh, okay, this is what we'll say, this is what we're doing. It'd be different if, I guess, if he came out and said it, but even then, who knows exactly how it would we feel. But yeah, we'll see exactly how this landscape transforms. Of course, Sony doesn't really care too much about indie developers unless they're going to make them a lot of money, kind of similar to what No Man's Sky did for them, how they amped it up to this AAA title. And yeah, that's really all they seem to really care about. Haven't seen too many advertisements, unless they're like a game of the year. You won't really see that many advertisements for that. There was a lot of games that weren't even announced that said they had. I did a reaction to games and they had already been out. They've been out for almost a month, and Sony had just released gameplay footage saying, the launch trailer's out, guys. The games are available. It's like, what? They're just dropping the ball. So we're just gonna have to honestly wait and see with what's gonna happen with PlayStation. Because even though the PS5 is coming out next year, obviously it took like a long time for even the PS3 to die out. It was just recently that other games for PlayStation 3 servers will not be supported. So we still have a long ways to go, unless they're just going to kill off the PlayStation 4, which would be very horrible thing to do. Like I said, I believe that the PS4 will be just a great console, even if just indie developers make games for it. Obviously, they can make it for the PS5 as well. But, I mean, the PS4 is still a powerful enough console for that, and for any game in that matter. Just because a console is powerful enough to do 4K or 8K or whatever the hell K they want to do, doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be the best console. That's just not the fact. Look at the PlayStation 4 Pro. It, in all sense, is a failure. They have not reported any of the sales, and I doubt that they will. But yeah, let me know in the comments below what you guys think about all of this stuff. Are you excited for this? Do you think that these changes are something that's positive? Or do you think that something else is going on? Do you think that all this restructuring is basically going to ruin these companies? Because, I mean, right here, everybody, not just PlayStation, is in for a roller coaster ride of constant evolution. Here's the thing with that. It has its ups and downs, and this is obviously a down. With so many people trusting those who were basically in power, and now these other people coming into play, you have to ask yourself, is this right? Is this the right thing? Are they just trying to, do they see something that the others don't? And is it something negative? It's human nature to view change as risk, but change is very big opportunity. That's the thing. You have to be transparent with people. A lot of people aren't going to be so sure about this, because a lot of people don't even know who they are. There was no transition It's just simply, this guy's out, this guy's in. Like, what? There is no transition of that. Nintendo's done a well enough job, I guess, with that. Sort of. But yeah, you have to have a smooth transition, which this is not. I mean, obviously there's a lot of change coming. Whether that's good or bad, I mean, we just have to wait and see. But just from everything that's occurring, I don't see the good that's going to come from it. Maybe when the PS5 launches, but even then, who knows exactly what's going to happen. But yeah, for more stuff, make sure, click, more videos over there. All that good stuff over there. Yeah, that way. There you go. And I will catch you guys next time. I mean, you want to read all the articles down below. I have them right there. They're pretty lengthy. But I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it if you stayed all the way to the end of this video, this lengthy video. So many news and so little time. Thank you so much, and I will catch you guys on another gaming news. Take care. Bye.